What's going on, guys? Will Turbot, Fake Mike, Real News. Demand the Truth, YouTube/Demand the Truth, subscribe. I'm here with Mr. America, and we have an Auditing America exclusive. You're not going to see this on the corporately controlled Big Pharma News. You're not going to see this on NBC 10 or NBC4 New York. This is a worldwide exclusive for Mr. America. You're never going to hear this story anywhere else. This man's life was destroyed nearly 3 decades by the government. But all it took is this one man to come along to change things. I always talk about how all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. Well, luckily this man stood up, and we're looking for more people like you to take a nonviolent stand and do something so that these evil tyrants won't continue to flourish. Go to Auditing America, like, share, subscribe, hit the notifications. Find him also on Facebook and Instagram, live and direct on air. Check them out there. Also go to YouTube/Demand the Truth and stay tuned. Alright, what is going on, guys? I'm Will Turbot, Fake Mike, Real News from Demand the Truth. Please go to my YouTube channel /Demand the Truth, like, share, and subscribe. I'm here again with Mr. America. He put this on. He's constantly doing good work behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. Set this up with, obviously, you see live and direct the people behind. Go to that website. Go find them on all social media. We'll have links at the end so you can go and check them out. But we've got a crazy story today, and go to Auditing America, like, share, and subscribe. This is a crazy story. You guys have to share this with everybody. I'm not even completely filled in on what's going on here, but we can start with this gentleman, let him introduce himself, and we're going to get right into this because it's pretty crazy.
Introdúcete y di quién eres y qué fue lo que te sucedió.
Ok, mi nombre es Dr. Ángel Acosta. Yo fui un doctor, era un doctor en mi país. Vine aquí a este país con fines de hacer la reválida para trabajar medicina aquí en este país. Y coincidencialmente un día cuando bajaba de mi apartamento a buscar a mi hija a la escuela, me detuvieron unos policías y me acusaron de intento de muerte, robo, tamper.
¿En qué año?
Eso fue en el 1993.
Ok, déjame decirle a él. Ok, so, ¿tu nombre otra vez, disculpa?
Doctor Ángel Acosta.
My name is Dr. Angel Acosta. I was a doctor before everything happened. And ¿en qué año fue que te pasó?
En 93.
In 1993, he was framed on crazy charges that he didn't do.
So let's start there. You were originally from the Dominican Republic, right? And you're coming here to vacation. How does the story all start?
¿Cómo? Tú eres originalmente de la República Dominicana. Viniste aquí de vacaciones. ¿Cómo fue que empezó toda tu historia?
Yo en realidad vine con visa de paseo, como tú dices, pero yo me matriculé en el Lebanon Hospital, en el Bronx, para hacer la reválida. Y eso fue en octubre, yo matriculé. Y ya en diciembre primero, yo iba a buscar a mi hija a la escuela. Y bajé del apartamento y me detuvieron unos policías y dijeron que yo había intentado matar 5 personas y que había hecho un robo.
Okay, so yes, he moved over here to the United States on a visa vacation, permit, and he was over here. One day he was going to recoger tu hija, ¿verdad?
Sí, iba a recoger mi hija.
He was going to pick up his daughter from school, and when he went downstairs, he was approached by some police officers that said that he was being arrested for attempted murder to 5 people.
5 people, yeah.
And did they say you matched the description? What happened from there? So,
Dijeron que exactamente te dijeron que tú te parecías a alguien, o directamente te dijeron eres tú.
Directamente me acusaron que era yo.
They
Definitivamente
directly accused him of those crimes.
And then he went right. What happened next?
Y te arrestaron.
Y me arrestaron.
And he got arrested.
And did you immediately bail out, or were you waiting in prison? Did you have a lawyer?
¿Pudiste salir bajo fianza o...?
No, me dieron una fianza de $125,000 y una familiar mía trató de pagarlo, y cuando el fiscal vio que le iban a pagar, me quitó la fianza y yo que no me daba fianza.
He said they attempted to pay for it. The prosecutor revoked his bail. They give him...
Why did you think that they revoked your bail?
¿Por qué tú crees que te hicieron eso?
En realidad yo nunca he podido determinar directamente. Yo pensaba que era algo político porque yo fui un diputado en mi país, en la República Dominicana, y yo pensaba que era algo político, pero después yo pienso que fue la misma corrupción de la justicia americana. Quizás tenían un caso sin resolver y me encontraron a mí y me agarraron, estaban buscando uno cualquiera para...
He said he was pretty much framed. He was pretty much abused by the criminal justice system in the United States.
Yeah, and do you think it had anything to do with your ethnicity, your political affiliation? Did you talk back to anybody? Why do you think in particular this happened? Or do you think this just happens all the time?
¿Tú crees que fueron por razones políticas?
Yo pensaba
Or
primero que era,
racist, or...
yo pensaba primero que era por razones políticas y todavía sigo pensando, pero los abogados míos, unos me dicen que sí, otros me dicen que no.
He said at first he thought that it would have been it was for his political beliefs, but then he just pretty much just went along with it.
And so you're sitting there in jail. You can't raise any of the bail money. Did you get a lawyer, public defender? What happened there?
Cuando te metieron preso, automáticamente conseguiste un abogado privado o tuviste un
No abogado privado, tuve un INTINB. Fuimos a juicio con un INTINB, una muchacha, una abogada INTINB.
un abogado del gobierno.
Del gobierno, exactamente.
Yeah, he had a public defender.
And so what were the official charges that were brought against him? Was he in jail this whole time waiting for his charges then?
¿Cuáles
And how
fueron
long?
exactamente los cargos que te pusieron?
5 intentos de muerte,
5 attempted murder charges.
robo en primer grado,
First, what do you say?
First
First degree robbery,
poner en peligro la vida de 3 menores,
child endangerment,
burglary,
burglary,
en obstrucción de testigo, de witness, obstrucción de testigo.
like he got charged with like tampering with the witness.
Wow. And what was the evidence that they had against you?
¿Qué era la evidencia que tenían en tu contra?
La única evidencia que tenían en mi contra era una prenda que me quitaron la policía y ellos decían que esa prenda era de ellos.
All they had was a jewelry that he was wearing, like some sort of chain, and they were saying that was theirs.
Parece que le habían hecho un robo a alguien y las prendas se parecían.
He said
que
that
esas prendas eran de esas personas.
because his jewelry looked the same as the jewelry of the people that got robbed.
I see. So that's the only thing that they had connected. So take us through the trial a little bit. How did that play out? What was like the jury like? What was the prosecution? What was your lawyer like?
Háblanos un poquito sobre tu juicio. ¿Cómo fue el juez? ¿Cómo fue
El juicio fue todo una corrupción.
It was corruption all over.
Desde un principio ellos sabían que yo era inocente.
Everyone knew he was innocent.
Incluso una señora que era mi comadre, que conocía mi prenda por más de 3 o 4 años, antes del robo, fue al juicio y testificó y dijo que esa cadena ya la conocía 3 años antes de haber pasado ese robo.
He had a witness on his behalf that knew that he owned those jewelry 4 or 5 years prior to the robbery happened. When that person claimed that they got robbed, the person went to court and testified, said, that those jewelry belonged to him.
And so was it the prosecution that was leading the jury? Was it the judge? Did the jury think you were innocent too, or did they just lead him?
El jurado estaba siendo manipulado por el fiscal de una manera increíble.
Exactamente, sí, el fiscal parece que le decía al jurado lo que hiciera.
He was leading. The prosecutor was leading the jury.
And so you're there. How long did this trial go on for? They finally convicted you, and what happened then? What were you convicted on, and what did they give you as far as sentencing?
¿Cuánto tiempo se tardó en que fueras a juicio y te sentenciaran, y cuántos años te dieron y qué cargos saliste culpable?
Yo salí culpable de los 12 cargos que tenía. A mí no me tomaron ni un caso, salí culpable de 12 cargos.
He came out guilty of all 12 counts.
El juicio duró 27 días.
trial lasted 27 days.
Y la distancia, bueno, desde que me arrestaron hasta que fuimos a juicio fueron 6 meses. En 6 meses me llevaron a juicio.
He's from the time when he got arrested till he went to trial, it was all about a 6-month period.
Do you think your lawyer really cared about your case? Do you think they tried their hardest?
¿Tú piensas que tu abogado se preocupó por ti lo más que pudo, trató lo más que pudo contigo?
Sí, yo siempre pienso que mi abogado me defendió bien en el juicio. Lo que pasa es que el juez y el fiscal estaban en contra mío. Los dos estaban contra mí.
He said his attorney did a great job. He's always said that his attorney did a good job, but it was the judge and the prosecutor that had this. They were against him.
Incluso mi abogada me decía, yo sé que tú eres inocente, yo te voy a sacar de aquí.
His attorney said, I know that you're innocent. I'm going to get you out of here.
Pero el juez la atacaba mucho a ella. Cuando ella me defendía de una forma, él le decía a ella que ella me estaba defendiendo de una forma inapropiada.
Sí.
Que me iba a quitar esa sala y me iba a llevar por otra sala.
Sí.
O le iba a quitar ya de abogada.
He said every time that his attorney was trying to state the law and defend him, do her job, he would just attack her with comments, trying to correct her or making her stop doing whatever it was that she was doing or saying. They were always interrupting.
So you said it wasn't political. Do you think it may have had something to do with race or from the fact that you're not from this country originally?
¿Tú crees que tuvo que ver algo por el motivo de racismo o algo así?
En realidad, es lo que te digo, hubo tanta corrupción que yo no sé definir si fue racismo, política o la misma corrupción de la policía, porque en el caso mío, le enseñaron la foto a la señora que me acusó antes de ella ir a la línea. Entonces, por eso yo sé que hubo una corrupción. Y los abogados míos ahora mismo tienen esos papeles firmados que yo le enseñé la foto a la víctima antes de llevarme a la línea de identificación.
They had shown that they were pretty much leading the victim into saying it was him. You know what I'm saying? They had already shown him a picture of him and everything before he even went into the lineup, with all the other guys. So they're not playing a fair game here with him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, before he came to the United States the first time, what was his impression of the United States in general and maybe our justice system?
Antes de que tú vinieras a Estados Unidos por primera vez, ¿cuál era tu impresión, tu pensamiento sobre los Estados Unidos?
Yo juraba que la justicia aquí era limpia y transparente. Eso era mi ideal. Por eso yo me fui a mí me estaban ofreciendo 2 años, pero yo no cojo ni un día porque yo sabía que era inocente. Además, yo confiaba en la justicia americana. No sabía que era una corrupción así tan grande que había en este país.
He thought the United States was, a clean justice system. He thought that, hey, if you're innocent, you're going to be found innocent.
Incluso cuando yo fui a juicio, cuando fui a la línea de identificación, además de que le enseñaron la foto primero a la mujer antes de ir a la línea, éramos 5 personas que íbamos a la línea. A mí me pusieron con una camisa blanca y a las otras personas con camisa negra y ropa de color negra, todos los hombres. Yo solo con camisa blanca.
And, when they took him to the lineup for the person to identify, everyone else was wearing
a black shirt, and he was wearing a white shirt.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
He's like the only one wearing a white shirt.
So you come to this country. You think everyone here is America is free, you got liberty and the rule of law. You get caught into this situation and you're convicted of 12 crimes that you don't commit. What is going on through your head at that moment?
Viniste a Estados Unidos pensando que todo era color de rosa, y cuando llegas aquí te encuentras que te metieron preso con 12 cargos, eres inocente, no lo hiciste. ¿Qué está pasando sobre esto por tu mente en este momento?
Sigo pensando en la misma corrupción del sistema judicial.
No, he said he was just... Discúlpame, en ese momento.
Oh, no, todavía en ese momento yo pensaba que había justicia. Todavía cuando me metieron preso, decía, no, yo voy a salir de aquí porque yo soy inocente.
Yep. Okay.
Yo pensaba
Él dice, no, I was going to tell you in Spanish. He said that, even when he got arrested, he said, hey, this is the United States. I didn't do this.
So you weren't even that worried at that point. You weren't really worried. You thought you could get an appeal?
He wasn't worried. He said, hey, I didn't do it. I'm going to get out.
So then they put you back in jail for a while, and then did you try an appeal?
Entonces te metieron, después que perdiste el caso, hiciste una apelación, ¿correcto?
Hice 3 apelaciones y la perdí también.
When he lost trial, he did 3 appeals, and he lost every single one of them.
So going into those appeals briefly, I mean, it's one thing to have one judge say, I don't like you, but then to have 3 more judges say that, is it because they didn't like you, or maybe they didn't want to admit that this first judge was wrong? Why was it that I mean, we're going to get into the details too, but why was it that all 4 of these judges upheld that?
Okay, so tú fuiste a 3 apelaciones. So, 3 apelaciones más tu juicio. So, tuviste 4 jueces,
Sí,
¿correcto?
Sí.
¿Tú crees que esos 4 jueces tenían algo en contra de ti? ¿O tú crees que esos jueces solamente no querían hacer quedar mal, como dice, al primer juez que te encontró?
Exactamente, tú dijiste la realidad. Esos jueces, al final, incluso yo tuve una jueza que al principio, yo tengo una carta guardada de ella que cuando yo sometí la moción, ella me dijo, después que la sometí, como a los 3 meses, me llamó un fiscal y me dijo que si yo firmaba la deportación, me soltaba. Pero yo le dije que no, que yo firmaba si me soltaba, si me tomaba los cargos.
¿Eso fue después de cuánto?
Eso fue después ya como de 8 años preso, ya fue una apelación, después de 8 años preso. Y esa jueza, y entonces me llamó un fiscal estando yo en Sin Sin, y me dijo que si yo tomaba la apelación, él me soltaba. Y yo le dije que no, que si yo la tumbaba, pero si me tumbaba los cargos, para yo ir.
So, te decían que firmaras una deportación.
Exactamente, sí.
Y te dejaban ir. After 8 years of being in prison, he says that they offered him a deal to where he would pretty much, he's already guilty, but they wanted him to sign for a deportation. So pretty much send him back to the Dominican Republic.
Would he have to admit guilt?
Yes, pretty much. So,
but he would be free in the Dominican Republic.
He would have been he would have been deported,
yep.
Kicked out of the United States. But he said, hell no, I didn't do anything wrong. I would never admit to something that I didn't do. So,
y esa ya era una jueza federal. Ya estaba yo subí a la corpo, la federal.
That was a federal judge.
Y ella me mandó una carta que yo la tengo guardada precisamente. Ella me dijo, en tu caso está bien porque se ve que ellos no tienen nada en tu contra. Y se quedó esperando el caso y a los 6 meses me dio la decisión y dijo que ella se iba por la decisión de la corte de abajo. Y como que ella me la negó la apelación. Después que me dijo que yo tenía un buen caso, que yo sabía que no tenía nada en mi caso de ellos, me negó la apelación.
The federal judge that took that case, he says that they told him, hey, you have a good case, you know? But when he denied to do the deportation thing, he said, okay, so the other courts, the lower courts, have the final word, and then they denied everything, and he was screwed.
So, at what point did you finally realize that, okay, when did you lose confidence in the justice system? Was it after the first appeal you lost, after all 3? When did you start to say, holy crap, something's wrong here?
Después ¿a cuánto tiempo, después de cuánta apelación, okay, ya tú estabas empezando a decir, okay, aquí no me voy, aquí me quedo?
Después que yo perdí realmente la última de Acol, después de ahí hice una apelación, unas 440, como uno llama, y sometí muchos puntos donde encontré más evidencia, encontré donde el policía dijo que me arrestó, que no hizo un memo ese día, o sea que no escribió nada en el libro de memo ese día.
He found other type of, he always kept on going, trying to, he found more evidence.
So he was never that worried. You're never going to give up. You knew that you were going to fight for your justice no matter what.
Tú sabías que tú nunca te ibas a rendir, tú ibas a...
Sí, desde que yo caí preso, yo le dije a mi mamá que estaba viva cuando eso, que yo nunca me iba a hacer culpable, ni nunca me iba a rendir, porque si yo hubiera hecho culpable, me soltaban de una vez. Pero yo dije, mamá, yo prefiero morirme en la prisión y yo no voy a ser culpable de algo que nunca hice.
He says, he always talked to his mother, rest in peace, who passed away while he was in prison, and he couldn't see his mother. He always told her that he would never admit of any wrongdoing while being innocent. He would never do that. So he said that I'd rather die in prison before I get out of here saying I actually hurt some people, you know?
I can't speak for everybody, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that if they were charged and convicted and in jail for something that they didn't do, they might lose their mind. They might want to kill themselves. They might want to give it up. A lot of people would say, "Hey, just give me a deal and I'll be free." What was the why were you stronger than some of these other people? Because honestly, it's when you have this huge justice system that's against you, and they're saying, "Hey, look, you can go ahead and be free." What was the difference between saying yes and saying no to those people?
Dice, ¿cómo tú manejaste esta situación sabiendo que esto, sabes, eres inocente, sabes, tú mismo en tu mente, en tu corazón, tú sabes que tú no hiciste lo que te están acusando? Cualquier persona se vuelve loco, cualquier persona dice, oye, me voy a matar.
Esa es una buena pregunta.
¿Cómo no te volviste loco? ¿Qué era tu motivación de quedarte, tú sabes, positivo todo el tiempo?
Dos cosas. Mis dos hijas, que eso la amo en mi vida, yo tenía que luchar por mis hijas.
He said the only thing that will keep him, his faith and focusing on trying to fight this case was his two daughters.
Y la segunda era que yo no podía volverme loco, porque entonces, si me volvía loco, como yo dije a mi mamá, entonces iba a dejar de luchar por mi libertad. Y yo sabía que era inocente, yo tenía que mantenerme firme y fuerte para poder tener valor para luchar por mi libertad.
So I had to stand my ground and be strong, because if I went crazy, he would have never, fought for his freedom.
So, were there people, friends, family members, loved ones that you may have lost or got distant with during this time that thought, oh, just because the government's saying it, were there friends or family members that thought, hey, are you a murderer now? I can't trust you. How did that?
¿Tienes muchos amigos que te dieron la espalda cuando se enteraron que personas, familiares, conocidos, que te dieron la espalda cuando se enteraron que tú tenías estos cargos?
No solo amigos, a mí me heredó la familia y mis amigos.
He said my family and my friends. Everyone believed,
They thought the government was right?
They thought the
Wow.
government was right.
Se quedó luchando hasta el final mis dos hijas y mi hermano que está en República Dominicana. Por aquí conmigo se quedaron firmes mis dos hijas.
He said my two daughters were the only
Y
ones
un
that were
hermano
there
que
for me.
un hermano que tengo que conseguí, que es el señor Advocacy, que fue el que me iba a salir. Esas tres personas.
And his name's Abi. Considers him like a brother. He's the one that helped him, do everything he needed to do.
Esas tres personas quedan conmigo, más nada.
We're gonna definitely talk about Avi, because we wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for him, and he wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for him. So we're definitely gonna get into that. But let's continue with the story here too. So after the 3 appeals, you're in jail. You're not giving up. What do you do from there?
Pasaste estas apelaciones, perdiste, no te estás rindiendo.
No.
¿Qué fue cuánto tiempo tuviste que seguir esperando? ¿Qué hiciste?
Yo siempre decía, en un instante yo perdí hasta la fe en Dios, no te lo niego, perdí la fe en Dios, pero a veces yo decía, no, pero Dios está en el cielo. Algún día yo sabía que yo iba a probar mi inocencia, yo no podía rendirme, porque todavía hice el parol, y en el parol me dieron 2 años, los 25 del parol me dieron 2 años, y yo seguía diciendo que era inocente. Y yo estaba dispuesto a morirme aquí en la prisión, si eran con tal de no, o sea, yo no me hacía culpable nunca, yo pensaba morir en la prisión.
He said when he reached the 25, because he's facing life in prison. So at 25 years in prison, they offered him to release him if he say, hey, I'm guilty, and release him on parole. But he said he would never. He was decided to, he decided to, hey, if I'm gonna die in here, then that's what's gonna happen. But I'm not gonna admit to having, attempted murder charges.
And this whole time, you were writing people to try to help, lawyers, this whole 25 years,
25 años, tú tuviste todo este tiempo escribiéndole a todo el mundo, tratando todo lo que podía.
Todo el tiempo. Yo tengo más de 1000 cartas de abogados que me escribieron. Yo tengo cartas de todas las universidades de aquí de Estados Unidos que me rechazaban mi caso, que decían que no podía ayudarme.
That's thousands of letters.
Las tengo guardadas, mi hija la tiene guardada otra vez, esa carta. Y me negaban, yo seguía luchando. Hasta que conocí al señor Abigró. Eso fue ya en el 2016 o 17, ¿verdad? Con el 16 por ahí. Y él me dijo que tenía un amigo que era abogado, que era muy bueno. No somos amigos, y él visitaba ya a los judíos. Y nos hicimos amigos, y entonces él me dijo que tenía un abogado muy bueno. Yo le conté mi caso una visita. Y él dijo que me iba a ayudar. Me consiguió ese abogado, y después de ese abogado consiguieron, él se llama Saki Tamil, muy buen abogado, Saki Tamil. Y el Saki también me consiguió después dos amigos de él, a Emily y a Eo. Y entre ellos tres y dos abogados más que trabajan también comenzaron a luchar en mi caso. Ahí comenzaron a aparecer entonces papeles, comenzaron a aparecer.
Once he met Avi and then other attorneys that were all working together from the outside, to legally expose the corruption, pretty much what they did, because they proving his innocence, and there's got to be some type of corruption if, you know what I'm saying, the police failed, the judges failed,
so
everyone
how
failed.
come it took Avi, and because you were writing to people for 25 years, why did all these people and these judges they didn't care about your case? Why?
25 años escribiendo, nadie le importó.
Todo el mundo me decía que no. No, a veces me cogían, y algunos me cogían el caso para estudiar y duraban un año. Al año me decían que no, que el caso no tenía mérito. Volvían, me cogían otro.
People would pick up his cases. He would wait a year, and then at the end of the year, after a year, they tell him, hey, this is not going to go anywhere, and they would just turn him down every single time. Came across these people, they're the ones that really helped him out, bro.
So I don't know if Avi wants to. He should probably join us for this and give his part of the story here, but. Like, Avi, how did you get involved in all this, if you want? And because, like I said, this guy's over here. 4 judges turned him down. Then you've got all these, he's writing out to everybody. Thousands of letters. Nobody will help him. What did you see in there that all these other people didn't?
I seen pain. I seen a lot of pain. When I looked at him, he was close to crying. It's like, I finally got somebody that is sitting here actually taking these 2 or 3 hours, because the visits in New York is 8 hours. So, I actually got somebody that's sitting here all these hours to hear my story.
And how did you first come across him?
There's an organization called Lecheres. It's a Jewish organization that sends packages to Jewish inmates, send money for them to call, even visits. That the visitors don't even know who the visitors are. They just get visits to keep the time going. And the guy that I knew, they had told me about him. Said this guy is to the last point of ending life, meaning that he tried everything in his 25 years to try to get home, and nothing was working. And I said, I need to speak to this guy. I felt that I wasn't into this stuff at that time, but I felt that I needed to sit with him to hear what he had to say. And at the time, I worked as a legal assistant for Tamir Law Group. So I was able to tell him, I know you haven't done these cases before, but let's try it with this guy.
So it wasn't even necessarily seeing his evidence. It's just you believed him. He came off very believable.
I felt it, and he sent the papers, and it proved me to be right when the lawyer saw the papers.
And so when the lawyer sees the papers, he's like, okay, this guy's innocent, right?
So you got to get him out as soon as possible. He don't belong in there. We got to work on this immediately.
So what did your lawyer see that all these other people didn't see?
They saw documents that were put away that wasn't even out there on his lineup, where they showed the picture to the witness, which she didn't even know who he was yet, who she was pointing. But they showed the picture to her, and that's how she was able to get the lineup and pick who the exact person was. And along with some shells. There was some shells that they said that when they did the crime, they passed by in the driveway shooting, and they said that it was 2 guns used. In reality, it was only 1 gun because the other gun got locked on them, so they couldn't shoot the gun. So they know that the bullet never came out. So anyway, they went in there and they tried to tell,
give me those cases that are in the ball pens to try to get their fingerprints on this. They didn't pick them up. They gave the bullets back and said, I'm not picking that up, you know. And these were things that they picked up on that was strange.
So pretty much the police, they were the ones that tampered with evidence.
They set them up, basically.
Because they're showing tampering with the witness. You know, like ellos te cargaron a ti con tampering con la víctima.
Yeah.
They're the ones that tampered with the victim.
So here's the thing too. So just to
With the witness.
quickly interrupt, we had our police not doing their job, right? There's good police out there. We thank good police all the time. There's some good police, but these people failed in their job. The judges failed in their job. The lawyer failed in the job, and then on top of that, he's writing. This is a complete travesty for our justice system. And he's writing, but these people are saying he doesn't have any merit. Why were they saying that to him?
I don't know, but I know that the one main organization, which I don't want to mention because I wanted to approach them first in a way that I wanted to see what they do there. And then ask them how they said that this guy don't got merit when he does from the judge.
Because these are nonprofits
Exactly.
that
Making
do this
money. They're making
for
money.
a living. They try to help people, and none of these people did until you came along.
Everybody told him that he had no merit. His case, they looked at it, they said investigators, there was no merit on the cases.
I wonder why
All
that
those
is.
years.
I wonder why that is. And then it takes you, an ordinary guy with a great heart, who was determined to do something, to not sit here and let injustice occur on his time. And so you find, so take it over from there. You meet this guy. What happens, you guys, from there? Because
From there, I made sure I put money on the phone account. 'Cause I needed to speak to him. I needed him to call and to vent out. He used to vent. He was stressed out. He would call me if he needed anything. He'd let me know he needed anything, and he's still in communication every day. And because he doesn't speak English, so I was the middleman to the lawyers. He tell me, I tell them, they tell me, I go back to him. So it went like that in these 2 years. You know, going back and forth. We go to visit him. They said we go Wednesday, we go Thursdays, we go with all the lawyers, we go to investigators. It was a constant visit for him, legal visits, twice a week, because they knew that this was a big mess up, man. So, you know, and then we got tight like that, man.
So now I hadn't heard too much about the story. We chit-chatted a little bit before we started this interview here briefly, but so you get in contact with him. They say, okay, your lawyer looks it over, says, we got to get this guy out. What happens from there?
They put the motions into the federal court. They said they release this man immediately, like tomorrow. If not, there's gonna be, you know, basically like consequences, because this man, it shows that and you guys already knew this from in those times, but you failed to let this guy go. Either you let him go, or you know, we're gonna proceed on how the lawyers proceed. And everybody started right back from DAs from his court in Queens, and they started looking at those same documents that everybody else is looking at, and they said they got to get him out. He's got to get out. He can't spend not one more day in the prison.
And so what happens then? You got to get him out.
They came. They brought him into Rikers Island, so it could be, you know, he don't have to be coming from upstate to New York every day. It's a long drive. They put him down there. And he went to see the judge a couple of times, and I think the judge was in there one time. And anyway, they finally let him out October 11th.
But let's go back a little bit, because from what I heard, he had a paper. This paper that you guys have, we should show it to people too before the end of this.
It's exonerated.
He's in there in court, completely exonerated, with a paper that says exonerated.
Yep.
But then what happens?
What happened was that after the judge said he was exonerated, case sealed, he was supposed to walk out of the courtroom like where all the lawyers and everybody walked towards. But
he just spent 20-something years of his life for a crime that he didn't commit, and now the judge, the lawyer, and this piece of paper says you're innocent. And then what happens?
Even the DA said it right there. They walked him back inside, and they said that the captain in the back by the jail cell will take care of his paperwork. But they didn't have to go in front like everybody else that got exonerated. They walk out the front. They don't even have to go to the back of the jail no more. He went there. And apparently now the captain messed up some type of paperwork. That now they said the excuse was that now his facility at Rikers had to fix the mistake. When I went to Rikers, I stood there until like 4 in the morning. They said that now the mistake was upstate New York, where he was originally in prison for, that he had to go back up to fix the situation in order for him to go home. The lawyers they didn't take that too good. They said that he's going to leave out of here, Rikers Island, at this moment. And what they did was they went to the judge again and said, you exonerated and sealed this case, but this guy still sits in prison. And the judge couldn't believe that he was still in prison. He sent another order and said, you get this guy now. They kicked him out of Rikers Island.
Wow.
And I just want to take 1 second right here to rant for everybody that's out there. First of all, there's people like Tukey Williams, Freeway Ricky Ross, who are really murderers and really drug dealers, and they changed their life around to be an incredible positive influence on generations of people. This is why people like Mr. America do what he does. It's not that Thomas Jefferson said dissent is the highest form of patriotism. It's not because we hate people, it's not because we want to go antagonize people, it's because this man did absolutely nothing wrong, and the people whose job it was to uphold the Constitution systematically failed him for 20 plus years.
Almost 30.
Almost 30 years. No amount of money could ever be worth that freedom that this person has. And we got the statement right here. You can see, motion moved to vacate the judgment, the people of New York against Roberto Acosta Angeles. Motion to vacate judgment. And they still put him in jail after that, after they were wrong for 20-something years. It's not that we want to go ahead and antagonize anybody. It's this system only works if citizens are active participants in it. If anybody read the Constitution or the Federalist Papers, this system does not work unless we, the citizens, are actively involved. That's why it took a citizen. These people are this is the real team of superheroes right here. Mr. America, this guy is getting people out of prison. And you got a couple other stories we'll get to in a sec. And just for you to have the strength to deal with that and come out, I mean, people would have went crazy. People could have murdered somebody, and you kept the calm and the strength. So this is why we do what we do, is because if we're not positively and peacefully active in the system, then injustice occurs. The entire part of our system is that we have to work within it. So even if you are convicted of a crime, that doesn't mean you're wrong. Even Jesus wasn't perfect. Gandhi wasn't perfect. Martin Luther King Jr. wasn't perfect. But if you're
guilty,
it doesn't even. But even if you are convicted of a crime, 27 years in jail for something that didn't happen. This happens all the time in the United States. And these people are so thirsty. After he was exonerated from this crime, they said, no, we can't let you go.
Their ego. It's their ego, bro. They still got... Cuando te metieron, cuando dijeron, ok, que dieron este papel, ya te puedes ir para tu casa y como quiera te aguantaron.
Me aguantaron. Ellos
¿Qué tú pensaste?
Pensé ahí.
Diablo, ahora me van a querer joder otra vez.
Exactamente, y mis abogados y los que van abajo esperándome.
You know, it's funny that when his bus, the officer came out, and the officer said, he's not leaving. You know the back door of them pictures right here?
Yep.
They say he's not leaving. He's going back to Rikers Island. And the bus, he said, matter of fact, the bus is coming out. You know, the bus is for the correctional. And I happened to scream at him, Angeles. I said, I'm going to Rikers Island to go get you. And he's screaming back, and you can feel the pain. That I'm still here and I just got exonerated.
And that's
crazy.
And that's why, again, we do what we do. That's why Mr. America is so important, because for liberty and justice for all, not certain people that went to Yale or Harvard and have rich lawyers and are part of the system. Liberty and justice for all. That's why countless of our forefathers died, countless civil rights leaders died, and this just goes to show, even if you are convicted of something, it doesn't mean it's true. This happens every single day. So instead of saying, I mean, this man's own family and friends rid him off. And they said, you're a murderer, you're a killer. We need to start standing up for one another. We need to start believing in ourselves and our family, because, man, this is something that happens every time. Even if you are convicted of a crime, you can still change your life and be something for the better. This man was this man was convicted for something that he didn't do.
12 counts of horrible, terrible charges. He didn't do it.
This should be a lesson to other people out there judging people that maybe have a criminal record, or maybe they're looked down on in society. We need to be helping these people. And that's why I really respect what Avi is doing here. And hopefully Avi can tell us a little more in a minute or two about what he's doing next. But you finally get out of prison, and what's the first thing on your mind? What do you want to do? I mean, you've been pent up for 20-some-odd years. I would have probably went to, pick up, all the Wu-Tang albums I missed. I would have probably, bought very thin boards and broke them all. Like, what did you want to do?
Saliste de 27 años en prisión, saliste para la calle. ¿Qué es lo primero que querías hacer?
Cuando salí, realmente, yo salí muy pacíficamente, o sea, no salí con esta inquietud de hacer, ver mis hijas, es lo que era mi ilusión primero, ver mis
When
hijas.
he says, when I got out, I was very calm. I wasn't like trying to jump into, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do, because you know there's so much that it's going through his head. But the main thing that he wanted to do was he see his daughters,
Abrazarla, estar con
hug
ella,
his kids. You know, that's the main thought.
And now, when you came out of this whole system, your life basically ruined. And just meeting you briefly, you seem so pleasant and calm. I would have been like, ah. So, did anybody come up to you from your past, your family, your friends, and say, "Hey, look, I'm sorry for thinking you were a murderer"? Or like, how did that work? Like,
Saliste de preso, aparecieron personas que te dieron la espalda, dijeron no, que te acusaron de esto también y ahora pediste como disculpa, hey.
Han aparecido muchísimo, lo cual yo he tratado de bloquear el teléfono porque he encontrado gente que si yo tuviera...
Ahora todos son amigos tuyos.
Todo que es amigo mío. Esto es lo que estaba cerrando el teléfono a la gente y bloqueando. Ahora todo el que no creía en mí, ahora quiere venir.
So everybody that didn't believe in me
que eran los
now
primeros,
wants to you know contact me, be with he said I have to block pretty much a lot of people from.
Al día todavía recibo más de 100 llamadas, porque yo no sé cómo se ha expandido tanto el teléfono en todo el mundo. Yo recibo más de 100 llamadas, yo bloqueando llamadas y diciendo que no estoy, que no puedo.
He gets over 100 calls per day.
and he thinks it's probably just because now he probably was going to have a lawsuit, was going to get some money off that, and they don't care about him. They weren't here when they said he wasn't their brother. His brother, when they said, you got these charges, I believe you. No matter what, even if you did do it, you're my family, I'm going to help you out to the end. No, they said, hey, I'll wait 20-something years and see if I get some money off somebody.
Sí, que mucha gente con malicia ahora te ven con otro ojo.
Sí.
Mi amigo, no lo hizo, va a demandar.
Sí.
Nobody put any money in your commissary. They weren't buying you any cigarettes or any phone calls or any cup of
He got
noodles.
pride. He will only ask me because he doesn't
wouldn't
even ask his
me?
daughters. Nobody. The only one he would come
That's-
to, he talk to me, and he doesn't feel embarrassed to come to me because we was there. We built that relationship.
En esos 27 años, los únicos que me ponían mis 20 pesos eran mis dos hijas y el árbitro. Más nadie.
He said throughout the years, the only people that would throw him, a few bucks here and there was his daughters, and when he met him, he would help him out.
Y mis hijas estaban pequeñas, o sea que mis hijas fue cuando crecieron, estaban estudiando, que no podía ir de vez en cuando, conseguían 20 pesos y me lo enviaban. Hasta los 25 años, después de los 25 años que lo conocía a él.
His daughters were little, so it was years before they could have $20 and hit him up with.
You missed his whole, unfortunately, his daughter's life. So I want to remind the people that are watching this right now, I want to ask you guys too, what's the best way we can help him? What's next for you guys? Because he's not the only case that you guys are working on. So we'll get to that. But the two important things before I forget is, one, jury nullification is something that a lot of people don't know about and is very important. Even if there's a law on the books, let's say they're trying to lock somebody up for weed, if the jury gets together and doesn't let the judge or prosecutor intimidate them and say, this is wrong, they can nullify it anyways. So we need citizens to step up and go to jury duty and educate people about jury nullification so this doesn't happen again. And also, it's so important to go to your local prison, find out, write some letters, go there. Like $5, like I live paycheck to paycheck. $5 is that's a good amount of money for me. But even $5 is nothing for those people. These people all over the world are locked up in not just prisons, but mental hospitals. A lot of these people for crimes they didn't even commit. And if a society, you can learn a lot about society, about how they treat its weakest, most vulnerable people. And if we're not looking out for those people, what are we even really doing as a society, right? And right now, Sirhan, he's in jail 50 plus years for a crime that he didn't commit. Julian Assange, he's a reporter. He's in jail right now. They're locking people up like crazy. And all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. And that's why Avy is such a hero. That's why Mr. America is such a hero. And that's why this gentleman is such a hero, is because they didn't sit there and do nothing. he saw injustice and he stood up and did something. Mr. America saw injustice and he stood up and did something. This guy could have Epsteined himself in the damn jail, but he said, no, I'm stronger than that. I'm not going to let these people lie about me. So it's an honor to meet you guys, and I'm amazed by what you do. So one, what do you guys have next? I know you have a couple other victories, if you could talk about that, but also, how can people help you out? Because what you guys are doing is a great mission.
But right now, we're a not-for-profit organization helping the wrongly convicted prisoners. And like I said, I started this, behind Mr. Acosta. What we do, we have now about 4 other cases of people that are actually innocent, wrongly convicted in the prison. We have the proof. We have that already with the lawyers working on that now. And we're just trying to continue those steps and helping people in the prison, man. Some people, these guys that are there now, there was an issue that they have no money. They can't even buy commissary. They have no money to call somebody to talk. The family disappeared and said, well, you did it, like you said. You did it, and, we believe what the judge says. And they stuck in there. They don't have advocates to be out here and advocate for these people. And that's what we want to do. We want to advocate. We want to go to jail. We want to see who else is wrongly, and not only the wrongly convicted, those who actually did the crime, but are coming out to actually change their lives, man. Because I seen, I told them when they came out, I said, I'm going to show you something. I did an Amazon application, and they came back and said, because of my credit, I cannot get the job. For a credit to drive the Amazon truck, So now, when we went to go get the apartment for him, I showed them also, we need your credit check. So you're sending a guy after 27 years that didn't do it, but he's coming home now, he has nothing. Where are you sending him to? I need a credit check, which he doesn't have. I don't have credit for a job, it is crazy. So we also help those guys to come out, that people say, you got a felony, we don't want to hire you, because that's against the law to do that anyway. And that really want to come out and do the right thing for their family. So, those 2 things we want to do. We want this to blow as much as possible.
I'm not even particularly a Christian. I do believe in a higher power, but hey, who was Jesus hanging out with? Prostitutes, the thieves. He was there trying to help, and that's what I was talking about. The most vulnerable people in society. Some people are there because they made wrong choices. Some people have went through terrible experiences. Some people, like this gentleman right here, didn't even do nothing. Right? And so it says a lot about a society and a person, how they look after the most vulnerable. So I think that's really, really cool. I wanted to ask you, you're probably in jail 20-something years. You're sitting there, what the hell? Why me, God? What's going on? But now, how does it feel that not only have you beat the charges, you stood strong, but now you've helped other people and more people get out of jail? Like, you took the most negative situation, and now you're freeing other people with AV. What does that feel like to you now that you're helping other people become free?
¿Cómo te sientes ahora tú de ser una inspiración para todas esas personas que están en prisión inocentemente, que están, tú sabes, ellos ven personas que se enteren de tu caso, dicen, wow, él lo hizo, yo lo puedo hacer. Tú eres una inspiración para muchas personas, como de superación, de nunca rendirte. ¿Cómo se siente eso ahora?
Realmente me siento muy contento, porque esa palabra que tú dijiste ahí, yo siempre se la digo cuando estamos entrevistando a una persona aquí, que se guíen de mí, y es una inspiración para ellos, porque hay que ser persistente en la vida, y que todo se puede lograr. Esta estación la formó el señor Abigro y mis abogados, especialmente para mí, para que yo ayudara a los presos inocentes que están pasando lo mismo que yo pasé y que no tienen quien lo ayude de afuera. Es una inspiración para mí y realmente les exhorto a todos siempre, cada vez que entrevisto a uno, de que luchen, de que no... Y ellos tienen mejor oportunidad que yo, porque ellos me tienen a mí ahora aquí, tienen a lo que estoy luchando por ellos, que voy a luchar por ellos.
He says, I feel extremely happy to know that, some people look at me as inspiration to continue to fighting for the freedom, because he met a lot of people that he believed that they were also innocent, wrongfully convicted, and now he can make other people feel better, knowing that there's a guy like him out here looking out for
and I'm
other
sure there's people
going
that
through the same
probably
thing.
wanted to give up hope and maybe kill themselves. They're like, I'll never get away with it. But then they see this guy, and they see
You could be saving somebody's life right now. You even know
because, like, you know what? Things can happen. And how many people have you guys already gotten out so far besides him?
2.
2 already.
We have now 4 more that we're working on, but out of the 4, 2 of them are coming out really soon. Like this guy Ephraim Diaz that wrote us from Woodburn Correctional Facility. He's one of the next one coming out real soon right now.
it. Shout out to that guy.
Yep.
You're getting out of there, brother.
That's right.
You got good people behind you.
En Rafael Mella Rodríguez también. Que
Also,
está
yeah,
con
that's the
ella.
second one that's coming out.
Los dos que estamos ahora trabajando, con los voy a estar trabajando.
I
Those are the
wanna
best
thank you
cases
guys.
right now in the state.
You 2 gentlemen right here are doing an incredible service, and it's so sad that the people that are supposed to do these things, the police, the judges, these nonprofits, the lawyers, these advocates, they all drop the ball. And like I just said, all it takes for evil to triumph is what happened for 26, 27 years. Evil triumphed because good men and women did nothing. But it took one good man to meet another good man, and now you guys not only let the good triumph, but now you're freeing other people. I mean, I'm so humbled to be with you guys. How can people get in touch with you, help you out? I know the website right here, we guys want to go there, but you guys are on social media too. How can people donate? How can people help you out? How can people get in touch with you guys?
Right now, the number for the station is 203-543-4878. The site is liveanddirectontheair.com, which is our website. We're also on podcasts, which is liveanddirectontheair.podbean.com. And we're working on the donations now to see if people can help, because actually it's something that we use for transportation to go see them. If you see packages, make copies of their paperwork to different lawyers. What if this lawyer don't want to take the case? At least with the funds, we make other copies we can take to other lawyers as scouts until somebody takes it.
A lot of people, I'll just say this too, Americans are very charitable people. So when something happens in Haiti or something like that, they're out there and they want to spend a lot of money to help. Unfortunately, you guys can do your own research on these charities. 50, 60, 70, 80, sometimes 90% of these charities doesn't go to the people. So next time, you guys, it's Christmas time too. If you want your money to go to the right place, these people can show you their documents. They got it all over this place. They show me the documents. This guy's been on the news. This is a real thing. If you want to make sure your money is going to the right people, if people got those things on, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus was hanging out with the prostitutes and the thieves, and he was helping the lowest, quote-unquote, lowest. I don't think these are lowest. I think these guys are the most upstanding member of the community I've ever met. But Jesus was hanging out with those people. So when you ask yourself, what would Jesus do? You guys got to start doing the right thing. Donate to these guys and go to Mr. America's channel, Auditing America, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Auditing America too. He spends his money so we can travel, stand up for our rights, expose stuff like this, expose child abuse. He's spending his own gas money to buy me a chicken sandwich at Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? He's taking money out of his own pockets. He's a regular dude. These people, lawyers, judges, all these other, they're paid to uphold our rights. But for 20-something, 100-something, 200-something years, they haven't been doing their job. So it's up to us. So if you guys can help these guys in any way, please do. Go to their YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you guys, gentlemen, so much for this opportunity here, because hopefully this will give people a chance to look at things through a different perspective, be less judgmental about people. And you know what? We all have made mistakes. And instead of focusing on, I'm bringing down people, we've all done that. We've all made mistakes. We're all flawed. Why don't we work together to create something bigger instead of trying to write people off? That's all I have to say. But thank you so much, guys.
We thank you, man, for taking the time to come over here.
Thank you por darnos la oportunidad de sacar este caso al aire, y que por este caso van a ser muchos los que van a salir al aire. De muchas personas que están presentes.
We want you guys to work with us too, man. Like, we're gonna keep you guys up, man.
Oh yeah, well, this is a team right here.
You guys can count on us for anything that you guys ever need. Our Auditing America door is always open for you guys.
Appreciate it, man.
You guys ever need, you can
But
count on me.
none of this works unless the people that are watching this video take action. If you can't donate, hey, there's a lot of people that are living out paycheck to paycheck. Share this video, right? Go to your local prison. Get in touch with people. This dude knows how many people, and they're already getting people out of jail. Can you imagine what that would feel like? People like, you ever go to the gym, you haven't gone to the gym in a really long time, you don't want to do it, it's cold outside, it's rainy, then you get there, afterwards you feel like, all right, I feel pretty good. You imagine how good you would feel if you freed somebody from prison? It's easier than you think. So if you can't donate, try to do something. Get in touch with this man right here. Get in touch with me or Mr. America and find out how you can help. Let's take some nonviolent action, and together we can change the world.
That's right. Gracias, brother.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Gracias. Gracias a los dos. Ok.